joined by U.S. Senator Tom Cotton. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing today?
Hey, Kevin.
Thank you for being on. A lot to talk about here. Former FBI Director James Comey getting fired. There have been calls for a special prosecutor to look into the Russian investigation. Do you support this or not, and why?
No, Kevin, I have not seen grounds to appoint a special prosecutor. This is not something that we should do lightly or that is just subject to kind of subjective whim or feelings. The Department of Justice has regulations that govern this decision for the Attorney General to consider. In this case, the Attorney General is recused. So the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, has to follow those regulations. I think it's a reasonable determination for him at this point to say that there's not grounds for a special prosecutor, which is a pretty serious step to take these very weighty matters out of the hands of the constitutional officers in which they're entrusted. In addition, the Senate Intelligence Committee, of which I'm a member, is proceeding with our inquiry into all of these allegations, and we'll continue to do so and let the facts take us wherever they lead.
Director Comey overseeing the Russian investigation. The director calls this investigation, the acting director calls it a highly significant event. The president meeting with two high-level Russian diplomats in the Oval Office. Now we've got the information about classified information getting to them there. One of those diplomats associated with Michael Flynn, all this happening the day following Comey's firing. Isn't that all a little too coincidental? Why not appoint a special prosecutor for this?
Well, so, Kevin, first let me go back to the point about Jim Comey overseeing the investigation. You're right that, of course, the FBI director oversees everything. Standard of leadership that they taught us in the Army applies there, too, that he's responsible for everything the Bureau does and fails to do. That said, the president didn't fire the FBI. He fired the director. And the agents who are part of this counterintelligence inquiry and who are doing the on-the-ground work are still there. They're working this week just like they were last week as well. As the acting director, Andrew McCabe, said last week, that continues apace, and that there's been no interference or direction from the White House on that investigation. As for the reports last night that came out about what the president may or may not have said to the Russian foreign minister, I don't want to get into what may be classified information. I'll simply say that I know H.R. McMaster pretty well, and he said the story was false, and I trust H.R.'s word and judgment more so than I can anonymous sources.
Have you seen the president's tweets this morning?
I have not.
The president basically confirming that the intelligence was passed along there. I'll let you read those at a later time, and we'll get back on that situation, too. Also, North Korea continuing to test missiles, perhaps a sign of the new administration there in South Korea. What should the U.S. be doing now? What moves should we be taking?
Well, with a new South Korean president, I would encourage President Trump to consult him at an early stage. I suspect they will be doing that soon. And we need to continue to take a diplomatic approach with China, force China to make a decision that they have not been forced to make over the three previous administrations. Are they willing to accept a North Korea with a ballistic missile armed on with a nuclear warhead? China has been able to play both sides of the street as the United States has kicked the can down the road for too many years. And we need China to now make a decision, and we need to put pressure on them to make the right decision, which is to bring all of their vast influence to bear on the Kim regime to denuclearize the North Korea or the Korean Peninsula.
Senator Tom Cotton, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks, Kevin.
Have a good day. 7:55, traffic and weather coming up, your money news, and